Origin gents, welcome to GBX, and this is disrespectful in real life streamer now facing 31 years in Korean prison. In real life compared to what virtual one? I guess he's one of those people who walk around with mics like this. Oh, what is your opinion on this and that type of thing, right? Like goes around places and do shit. I don't know, and stream things. Yeah, that is how good internet has become. That you can walk around and actually stream things on Twitch and shit. Yeah. I can see appeal of that, like people sitting in home, like, oh, look at this, like I'm walking him with him, like he's everywhere or some shit. I don't know. But yeah, I think I know this guy like popped up in news somewhat. Like he's just an a-hole who does a-holy things deliberately just to get reaction out of people. Just so, like, I remember like there was a one guy who went to a bodybuilder who's a famous enough bodybuilder. I don't remember his name. Yeah, I guess he has a podcast as well, this bodybuilder, and he just like took his cap off, and this guy just directly slapped him. It's like, really? Yeah, fucking really. I don't care if you want clicks. I don't care if you want views. That's your shit. You can't go around doing things that would get you slapped in the face. And to Pikachu face, somebody slapped me. Of course they did. What are you, stupid? So this guy is probably more, intensified than that, doing ridiculous shit. Disrespecting monuments and things. Right? He did something in Korea and people actually hunted him down. Imagine that you're sitting home like there is a literal hunt out after you. Like people who served in navies and shit is actually hunting after you. What a moron! And like whatever shit he did is like 31 years in prison. So what the hell did he do? Like that? I'm guessing terrorism is the charge must be there. I don't see any other way. Like either it's like murder or I don't know, terrorism. That must be. Those are the only two things I can think of that would give you this big of a sentence. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. Let's watch it.
Now, absolutely terrible for the disrespectful IRL streamer who's now stuck in South Korea because he just got hit with another deepfake charge, which adds an additional 10.5 years of potential prison time in South Korea, which means the grand total of prison time that he's currently facing is 31 years in a South Korean prison. And he just admitted all the attention he's currently getting isn't even worth it anymore.
In the long run, do you think that it is worth it?
At this point, no.
I mean, come on. Congratulations, you played yourself.
This point, no. Oh, I recklessly just did certain shit and just like now I'm really, oh really, are you realizing that now? Like how stupid are you? Sometimes I actually wonder, like, do these people have mental issues? Should doctor look at them? Like this, I don't even know what to think, man.
Overall, harassing strangers in public should never be incentivized in general, but massive skill issue because you simply picked the worst countries to do it. Maybe not the worst, but definitely terrible countries to be doing this streaming in, because let's be real.
I think that was the point.
In the US, most likely he would be out on bail and he would only get a slap on the wrist for any trials that he actually went to. And I guess for some reason, this absolute moron still operates like he's in the US.
How you doing? Good, what are you?
Good, can't complain. Currently recording this video in a business center in Weston and Boston because I'm currently traveling, but news happened, so here we are. But I mean, hey, I'm only stuck in a Weston business center temporarily. Johnny is stuck in South Korea for the foreseeable future. Because I mean, right after the trial I watched, he was playing it cool. He was like, oh, nothing's really gonna happen to me. Nothing ever happens. I'll be out in no time. A couple months later, he's lost a lawyer. He's still stuck there. And new charges are dropping pretty much monthly at this point. I don't know if he's going to get let off the hook as quickly as he thought. So it now seems like reality is really starting to set in with this guy, as his only friend and financial supporter is starting to get extremely fed up with him as he's getting more and more charges. But at this point, most people know the story. Absolute moron, goes to Japan, gets in a whole bunch of trouble there, ends up doing about 3 months of—
Yeah, I blame America and American parents. You think you live in such a utopia that you're like, okay, let's talk about the most simplest psychological things, or we should not, even not just yell, look at our kids in a way that might look aggressive, right? We need to parent them in a way that's completely coddling. We need to parent them in a way that's like helicopter parenting at some points, right? Okay, should we prepare them for real world? Why would we do that? Let's make them into shitheads that goes to other countries, think like, oh, they're going to be fine because everything's America, right? If you like, Americans is the only people like this is not a disrespect in any way, but this is what I've noticed. Americans are the only people who like oblivious to that level because they're such flying high above everyone, like richest country in the world, Like, why should we care about anyone else? So you never learn about anyone else. And when you do shit like this, oh, it's going to be fine. I was fine in America. Of course I'm going to be... Isn't it great like he wasn't in North Korea? Otherwise, we wouldn't be even talking about this right now. Like, the shit would have been done now, right? Like, one video about it, oh, that's a tragedy. Or, yeah, oh, shit, that happened. And people will just walk away. Because that would be a done thing by now. Like, you wouldn't be able to talk about prison. At least he had brain cell to not do this shit. Or maybe North Koreans just point blank rejected him. Like, no, you can't come here. Otherwise, you will die. Or some shit. I don't know.
Jail in Japan, absolutely does not learn his lesson, goes to Israel, gets detained a bunch, gets a bunch of threats, ends up doing something that gets him permanently banned on his only platform that he actually makes good money from, which is Kick, and then he ends up fleeing Israel while still permanently banned from Kick. What does he do? Absolutely still does not learn his lesson. He then goes to South Korea, rinse and repeat, does the same thing all over again. Now, facing 31 years in prison because clearly he has still not learned his lesson. And nobody feels bad for him whatsoever because he has not learned his lesson whatsoever. He's just been given way too many chances to, you know, pack things up and pivot the way he's making content. But instead...
Yeah, he went to Israel and not some other Middle Eastern country. Otherwise, laws there would basically mean he would be properly fucked. Same way as North Korea. So I'm like, he's deliberately choosing places that he know, like, it's kind of like touchy, but still like maybe he'll get off type of thing.
He just continues to double down. Even after admitting the attention is not worth it, he still wants the attention. And a lot of people have been asking me, hey, why isn't he currently arrested in South Korea? Well, South Korea apparently operates very differently, especially when it comes to foreigners. Apparently, they don't want to spend the taxpayers' money on taking care of Johnny. They want to put that burden to provide for himself on Johnny. So now, Johnny essentially is homeless, except for Hank. He is now a burden to Hank and Hank's family because I guess Hank thinks it's a good idea to continue to pay for him. Because Hank, for some reason, thinks that's the right thing to do, even though, as you'll see, it's destroying his life as well. Johnny is a sinking ship and he's dragging everyone he can down with him. Because Johnny is stuck in Korea for the foreseeable future. He cannot leave Korea until all of his court cases are done, all of his time is served, and all of his fines are paid. Then he can finally leave. So until recently, he's had 5 charges that stuck and then 1 that got dismissed. 2 of them are misdemeanors. 2 of them are obstruction of business felonies, which hold a maximum of 5 years each in prison. Then you have 1 deepfake charge, which has a maximum of 10.5 years in prison. And
yeah, people have this misconception that if you're like a citizen of some other country can do nothing to you. Like they will have to deport you to your country. You'll get no. The way visa works, it's like certain countries have understanding, like South Korea and America, right? And with that understanding, it's like terms and conditions apply type of shit. Like if you come to South Korea and you do shit, South Korean law will apply to you, and American, you know, like government, like, yeah, it makes sense. Like, if our citizens are shithead, like, yeah, you can prosecute them. So this is the misconception. People always get stuck, like, oh, I'm American. You can't do this to me. Like, send me back to America. No, you broke law here. You have to pay shit here. Like, nobody can help you now.
just now, they added another deepfake charge, which adds another 10.5 years of potential prison time in South Korea. So he's now facing a maximum of 31 years in prison. And I guess after all this, he's slowly starting to realize that he's ruined his life.
I talked to my mom this week and she was like, really just like, you need to stop drinking. Like, it's ruining your life. You're 24. You know what I mean? You don't need to be drinking and doing this crazy. Because, you know what I mean? Like, alcohol is definitely the reason why I've done so many great. And it's
Nope.
I'd not back down, never give up.
Nope. Alcohol's not great, but you're not putting all this shit on alcohol. Like, you did this shit. Way too many people are on alcohol, way more than you, and none of them do this shit.
Not backing down, never giving up. It's about just bettering yourself as a person. I think I'd truly be a better person if I didn't drink alcohol. I feel like it doesn't bring anything better. It doesn't bring anything positive to my life. You know what I mean? I can make good content without drinking alcohol.
With whatever psychoanalysis knowledge I have of anything, psychology in general, I would say his desire to like have attention would have been much more worse if he was not intoxicated. So yes, alcohol basically tells you, yeah, do that, you're probably going to be fine. There is a small element of that. But if he didn't have that, he would still do something even probably much worse, but more elaborate way than the way he did. So don't put that shit on alcohol, right?
Like, easily.
When Johnny is sober, he actually has some fairly reasonable takes. But that didn't really last for too long because, according to 15 Minutes of Shame, 1 single hour later, he was already drunk streaming.
Come party with us.
It's a quiet hour, so.
Okay, you like Diddy?
Yeah, I like Daddy.
You like this song?
Wait. Outside, I couldn't hear either.
Then come here and sit for us.
Dude, you bought another one?
No, it's the same one we had.
No, it's not.
Ace it is.
You finished the last one.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I'm lying to you. It isn't one. All right, come Hank. Don't the bike. Can you dance with Diddy with me one time?
Well, why are you like drinking so much, man? Come on.
Listen to Diddy with me, please.
All right.
I mean, Hank here is just acting like a disappointed father, and this is Johnny's only lifeline in Korea.
Who the fuck is Hank? Why is he helping him? What is happening? Who's Hank? And hold up there, like Johnny's Somali, yeah, he doesn't have any money. Okay, all the shit he did, he made no money. I mean, come on, man.
Why would he be actively trying to burn this bridge? I guess he just can't help himself. But the reason I say this is in an interview, they actually admitted that Johnny has ran out of money and Hank is his only lifeline, even though Johnny will still go on and on about saying, oh, I actually have money and I'm not broke.
Legal mindset and these channels, they spread like fake narrative that like I'm penniless and things like this. It's not true, but that I'm destitute and this stuff for me. I've been living an okay life here. You know what I mean? I stay with Hank, so I don't really have expenses for living.
But here's the reality of the situation.
I have sacrificed my finances. You know, like I've actually, like Johnny ran out of money because they refused Johnny to work. So I've been actually providing for him.
He's been helping me a lot. He's been helping me with not only like legal fees and stuff like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's helped me pay for a lawyer and stuff like that. And he's
Okay, look, how does that, like, I'm not trying to defend him, but how does that system work? Like, you can't leave South Korea, okay? You have to stay, like, we're not going to provide for you, okay? But you also can't get a job. It's like you closing all the doors. Like, how does that work? You can blame American system all you want, and believe me, I would blame a lot of things as well. But like, there's a core element in American system. I'm not talking about, like in America, right? That they'll think about like what a person's supposed to do. Okay, you don't have lawyer, you don't have money to provide for lawyer. A lawyer will be provided for you because like what else you gonna do? It's like a person's liberty, person's right. In the end of the day, a person doesn't get screwed, right? And real justice gets served. That's the core element, at least in like like in the system. Whether it works or not, it's a different thing. So in South Korea, how does this work? Like, if a person can't work, if like state's not gonna provide for you, you can't leave. So how's that gonna work? What if there was no Hank? What would he have done, man, at that point? I know you'll say like, okay, don't be in that situation. Yeah, I understand that element. But since you are in this situation, it's just like you get wrecked. Is that the point here? I don't get it.
he's a great friend. Like honestly, I respect him for that. And when I get out of here, a lot of it I do owe to Hank. He's a real man.
Yeah. So, and not to mention that I sacrificed my time and space here. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that all he says is he respects Hank for that, dude, if it wasn't for Hank, from what we're hearing, he would be homeless. So, I mean, the least he could be is a little more grateful to Hank because apparently he was starving before Hank took him in.
And I actually fed him back to health too. He was very unhealthy.
Okay. Yeah, very skinny. Hank claims when I was living on my own in Korea, I was very skinny and gaunt. You know, because maybe my diet was not good, but Hank is definitely. People now on the internet are saying I have like a gut and man boobs now because Hank has been feeding. I've been on the Hank diet, and Hank has been feeding me so well.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Oh yeah,
bro.
Yeah, bro. Thank you for not letting me starve. Bro fist for that one. But apparently things are so bad that Hank, he's being supported by his family. And his family is threatening to cut that off because he keeps on funneling that money back to Johnny.
I risk my family not paying my tuition to help Johnny because I believe that helping Johnny was right thing to do. Pretty much.
His mom hates me. Your mom hates me, right?
Yeah. My mom hates you.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it doesn't take a leap, right? Like you say, oh my, his mom hates me. It's just like, like I don't even know why. Like, you know why, man. All right. Of course, his family hates him for doing this shit because you're a pariah. You're the one who's hated in South Korea in general. Now your son basically harbors this guy, and just like the stigma around it, the reputation it will get, the whole family. Of course, they're gonna be pissed off. I see that.
Grandparents hate you.
And you said, despite all that,
Despite
he's
all
my
that.
friend, and wrong is being done to him, and I'm gonna make sure that he gets out of Korea safely.
Yeah.
This is a real
I mean, bro,
Why would you ever destroy your own life and ruin your standing with your own family over Johnny? This is clearly someone who's only using him because he has no options left. But that is still not stopping Hank from allegedly pulling some strings to get Johnny a new attorney. But apparently this attorney isn't from the big leagues. He is an attorney. That's about it.
So he's got both a public defender that was originally covering his his Western District case, and a private lawyer, which was on the East, which is now registered in the West. So we're going to talk about this lawyer. So we actually predicted who this lawyer was. We had a leak. Ramsey gave a leak about who this lawyer was. We now know officially the lawyer is Choi Gwang-ho, or Gwang-ho Choi. Choi is his family name. So that is the lawyer that has registered. He is a tax attorney. He is a tax attorney. He has not been inside a criminal court.
Oh, he's completely effed up. Attorney who hasn't been to court in 20 years, implying that he's also old by now. Yeah, tax attorney. So, you know, there are attorneys who like more logistics, like who's great at filing things with the numbers and everything without even going to court. When you go to court, you need court attorneys.
Courtroom in 20 years. Let me say that one more time. He has not been inside a criminal courtroom in 20 years. He is a tax attorney. So what probably happened, and this is something that we said, was this is probably a friend of Hanky Poo's family who got put on this case.
And apparently his entire legal strategy for the deepfake charge has been a complete flop.
His whole big legal talk, his whole big legal strategy was, we're going to settle with Bong Bong. We're going to settle with the female victim. We're going to pressure her. And they wanted to threaten her because she showed the image on her stream as well. But she showed it to show how mad she was about it, being like, this is wrong, right? So he tried to blackmail the victim. And not only did that fail, it literally backfired in his face. When he tried to blackmail the female victim, the prosecutor probably saw this and said, oh, hell no, we're going to double down and give you another one. And by the way, there will be no settlement on that one because it's with.
Yeah, in law, basically, optics matters, right? Any decent lawyer would basically tell you that you don't want to look bad with your intent. Because yes, you could just say okay, there are official statements and official thing outside of that doesn't matter, but it fucking matters. So optics is really important. If whether it's jury or basically your system only has judge, doesn't matter what, optics matters. You don't want to come out as being an a-hole because that will affect your case. When it comes to take a leap where there is judge or jury, should we, this is a gray area. Should we give him benefit of doubt? Times like that, a person like a judge will not give you benefit of doubt because judge has already decided you're an a-hole. So when you do shady shit like this, only reason to do this is Hail Mary, okay, nothing's left, we are screwed anyway. At that point, you're probably screwed anyway because even that is not going to work, but you still try it. You don't do that at the start of your trial. You don't do that to pressure somebody to go away. Because that has a much higher chance of backfiring like it did. And when it does, your whole case is screwed. So I don't get the element where I'm guessing the lawyer doesn't have much experience in that way. I guess he doesn't care. The guy, the guy is clearly a moron, the Somali guy. So in all elements, it's okay, should we try this? Yeah, let's try this. No, man.
With the Korean YouTubers that you are literally attacking and threatening with defamation. Remember, guys, Hank and Johnny have been threatening to sue the Korean YouTubers and myself, by the way, threatening to sue me with defamation in Korea. Do you think that people that you threatened to sue, and you are suing, you literally said you're suing them, you were threatening Dalgoon, you're threatening other people, do you think they're going to come to some settlement with you? By the way, that doesn't even really work in Korean court. Even if they were to say, oh yeah, we agree, they still, the prosecutor could still bring it.
I mean, the issue with Johnny is most of
And defamation usually has a threatening element. Like, I have money, I have power, I have a legal team of a million people will bury you in paperwork type of thing. So when defamation suit drags out, it basically drains you of money. So only guy with a real money and power can have that kind of threats. This is why Donald Trump throughout the years have put defamation suits against a lot of people. Basically just like flexing like this, like I'll break you in that way. When you say like I don't have any money and then you still like threaten defamation, nobody wins defamation most of the time, like probably never, right? So defamation is just a tool to, like strong arm people, to break them. Like, I have money, you don't, I have resources, you don't. Johnny Somali doesn't have resources now. He's point blank claiming that. And he's saying, I'm going to put defamation suit on you. Like, how is that going to work?
What he says is hot air. Unfortunately for him, the judge and prosecutor might not know that because he's made a bunch of threats and he's said a lot of stupid stuff. So it's safe to say this backfires tremendously on this guy. Because let's be real, all he had to do after he got caught, even after making all the mistakes in Japan and all the mistakes in Israel, and I guess all the mistakes in Korea, once they charged him formally, all he had to do was shut up, apologize, be respectful, and he probably would have gotten left off with somewhat of a slap on the wrist. Instead, he does the polar opposite. He disrespects the judge, the prosecutor, the victims, the people covering it, and the Korean citizens. That's not going to give you any leniency with the judge. I mean, the dude is just playing the worst cards possible as a social experiment to see how the Korean justice system will handle that. But for every day that passes, it seems like the penalty is going to be harsher and harsher. Then to make things worse for himself, apparently, he lost a lawyer.
Just today, we had the public defender step down. Now, that is likely, they were actually removed from the case. That means they weren't the ones who petitioned it. It was the court that did it, probably because he no longer qualifies for a public defender. When you have a private attorney, that typically disqualifies you from having a public defender. So it appears that he was disqualified from that.
So now the case will be even more expensive for Johnny, or Hank, depending on who's footing the bill here. And Legal Mindset also issued a correction here saying the attorney has actually been to court 5 times in the last 20 years, or at least 5 times. But apparently he's lost all 5 of those cases. So Johnny has now hired a guy who's gone 0 for 5 over the last 20 years, and he's still acting up during his trial. I mean, by the way Johnny is acting, you would have thought, hey, he hired some big league attorney with this big boy crypto money he has. But the reality is different. And as I stated previously, he's now admitting that it's not worth it anymore. He's banned on Kick. That was the platform he could actually make decent money on, and they're most definitely not going to take him back. And we learned that from Ice Poseidon.
In the long run, do you think that is worth it?
At this point, no.
So now Johnny is permanently banned on Kick. He's also permanently banned from Patreon, apparently, and Airbnb.
I'm permanently banned from Patreon. Permanently banned from Airbnb. I don't even know how. Somebody sent some kind of article to Airbnb. They permanently banned Airbnb.
So it's hard for him to make a living streaming. It's harder for him to collect donations. And it's hard for him to live somewhat cheap, because Airbnb is a good way to live cheap when you're long-term staying abroad. So his options here are Hank's Place or expensive hotels. That's tough. But that was the quick Johnny Somali update.
You know what? I don't even know what to say. Like, this is why in the last portion of this video, like, I just went silent. He's just fucking sad. Fucked up childhood and fucked up mentality is the only thing I can come up with, because how would you fuck up at this level? I don't get it. How do you fuck up at this level? You just sit there and talk in this like man, oh, I was banned in Airbnb, I'm banned Patreon, I'm banned at Kick. Okay, after first ban, you basically wisen up. Like, this shit is getting too out of hand. Basically, you don't want to wisen up. The problem with it is he'll probably go to jail. And even if he goes to jail, he's still not going to change. Because the hair is completely damaged, right? I don't even know if he realized this. I don't know if it's a side effect of doing drugs or something at this age. He's 24. I don't know, maybe he abused a lot of things when he's teen, or he was teen or something. This is just next level shit, man. This is just sad at this point, man. I don't know what to say, right? This video started from, oh, isn't he a moron, to like, oh, fuck me, this is just all around sad. I don't know what to think. I don't know what conclusion to make from this, right? Is this the system? Is this the childhood? Is that the abuse of some substance? Or some people are just like this? Like, I don't even know where to put conclusion here. But he's probably fucked by now. Alright, well, I guess I'll see you next time.